Well, here we are at the MasterCraft Pro with Peace, Love, and Waterski himself. This is Corey Vaughn. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, Tony. Glad to be in town. Got in super late last night, so a little tired, but I'm going to jump in the lake for a practice, and surely that'll wake me up.
Yes, certainly. And I mean, you'll be jumping into some rather warm waters, a bit of a contrast from what you typically have to deal with up in Virginia this time of year, right?
Yeah, luckily we've had a bit of a warm snap this last week, so I feel like that helped me just jump in, no rubber yet. So that's been great. People have been skiing their faces off, just trying to squeeze out the last drops of summer in Virginia. So, a little bit warmer water, that's easier to come to than going to colder. So I'm looking forward to it.
Haven't seen you ski an awful lot in the pro ranks this season, but taking that into account, what do we expect from you?
Well, that's a great question. Yeah, it's been a different balancing act for me this year as a dad. Gotten to poke my head in a few times. Hasn't gone splashingly well just yet, but 2 events left for me this year, this one included. So really I want to go out there, just do what I'm capable of. I'd like to set a score of about 3 at 41 and see where that shakes out. I know I can do that. I know we may see higher, but I can go home with my head high if I can go and do that.
And we look forward to seeing a lot from Corey Vaughn, Mr. Peace, Love, and Waterski himself here at the MasterCraft Pro. Well, here we are at the MasterCraft Pro, and I have the privilege of standing next to Taran Grant here, who will be competing not only in 1, but in 2 events in this competition. So what's that balancing act going to be like between slalom and jump?
Yeah, I'm excited to be slaloming and jumping this year. Last year I only jumped, so I'm excited to get out on the water on my slalom ski tomorrow morning, feel things out, I guess, and hopefully put up a score that can put me into the next round, and then I'll focus on my jump. So one event at a time, focus on slalom and then focus on jump.
And staying safe out there jumping is certainly very, very critical to being successful on a consistent level. This year it's been a battle of attrition between a lot of your competitors coming into this event. Their absence is very, very noticeable. So how have you been able to stay on top of the fray in that regard?
It's really unfortunate what's happened to a few girls this summer, and I'm hoping for a speedy recovery for all of them. And we definitely miss them out here at the tournaments and on the lake. But I'm just gonna try and do my best, keep my skis under me, and put out a big jump.
Excellent. And what about slalom as well? Because you're a pretty halfway decent slalom skier yourself.
Yeah. So. Again, same deal for slalom. I'll go out there. I'm the very first women's slalomer of the day tomorrow, so I'll go out there, do what I can, and then hope that it puts me into the next round.
The dual threat from Canada, Taran Grant, hopes to do big things out here at the MasterCraft Pro. Well, if you see a big beaming smile this weekend at the MasterCraft Pro, it's because it comes to us courtesy of Alicia Banyoli, who's returned from Italy, victorious as the overall women's European champion and the tricking champion. But you're competing in 2 events where you medaled in the bronze medal. How will you hope to stay competitive against the likes of some of our female skiers going into this event?
I just came back from Europe into the US. It's actually a pretty big change. There the water was a little colder, the temperature was cooler, and here's the weather is quite heavy and the water is quite slow. So pretty big change for me, trying to figure out a little bit the setting for the ski and just my own self, my technique. So I'm pretty confident about the tournament. Hopefully it's going to be a good weekend.
Excellent stuff. And you're competing in the jump event, or you just slaloming?
I'm just slaloming this event. I might give it a shot for the next event, Malibu Open. We'll see.
Excellent, excellent. So, what kind of performances would we expect from you? Because around about this time, or a little after this time last season, you were at the World Championships and you got into 39.5 off at 10.75 meters. Now you're in a similar situation with water temperatures and that kind of stuff. Do you hope for something along those lines?
Yeah, I usually tend to get in a better shape at the end of the season, so kind of around this time. So the goal for this weekend and the next weekend is to run 38. Also for the next year's tournaments, I need to run 38 more often, so that's the goal for this weekend, and hopefully get some buoys at 39.
And we certainly hope you achieve that goal. This is double European champion from 2022, Alicia Banyoli, here at the MasterCraft Pro. Well, a competitor who we haven't seen an awful lot in the last season or so, Chile's Felipe Miranda. making a welcome return to pro competitive action here at the MasterCraft Pro. So, leading up to this tournament, how have preparations gone for you, sir?
It's been great. It's great to be back. Great to be back here at Fluid in the MasterCraft Pro. I'm pretty happy to be jumping again and skiing again. It was a rough year and a half that I was hurt. Tried to get back, getting hurt, and it was a lot of injuries, but I'm getting there little by little, and I think it's a good opportunity to get confidence and be back on the tour.
What was the toughest part about that journey from where you injured yourself about 18 months ago to where you can actually compete now effectively at a pro level?
See, mainly it's the head, like it's your mindset, how to be, do you want to do it again, do you want to be back skiing? And that was the hardest part, to get myself, let's do it again, I still can be competitive, and that's why I'm here.
Okay, so obviously you're trying to manage expectations going into this event, as this is essentially your first pro tournament back after an 18-month layoff. So, I mean, you always want to go into this event wanting to win, but if you left with a certain distance or a certain placement, how high would that be in order to satisfy you?
I don't think I'm satisfied just to be skiing. I'm satisfied just to go over the ramp, get some good feelings, jump well, and the rest will come. If it doesn't come today, there's more tournaments to go. And again, this is my first tournament. I want to have fun, enjoy it, get some nice jumping. Here we got a perfect site, perfect boat, perfect drivers. I mean, I can't ask for better.
So this is Felipe Miranda, a multiple-time world champion. Welcome return back to the pro ranks here at the MasterCraft Pro. Well, here we are. We've got the ultimate water skiing power couple here. We got Karen Truelove right there, and we got Freddie Krueger, the GOAT, as it were, in terms of men's water ski jumping. Yeah, the expression there kind of said it a little bit, because obviously you're regarded as like one of the best jumpers of all time. Yet you try to downplay it any opportunity you can get.
Well, I mean, I think that's a frivolous conversation from the standpoint of technology and everything that we've had as the sport has evolved. So, in my mind, I always imagine, Sammy and Bruce and Wayne Grindich and, I mean, even, Jimmy the Flea and those guys who are the amazing jumpers. And, I mean, I'm missing a lot of guys in there, right? But you take those guys and give them what we have in terms of, power in the boats and technology and the cruise control, better conditions, better skis, better bindings. So I cringe a little bit at that, because but as I do think I've had an incredibly long career, so we could say that, But there were some amazing athletes out there long before myself. Yeah.
And overseeing a lot of what you do fitness-wise to actually keep you in this kind of shape is Karen, who is a pretty darn good slalomer yourself. So let's touch upon that. You'll be competing in the slalom event. How has training gone for you thus far?
Good. Ski today. Made a little tweak based off of some of the things I was feeling this week, and actually felt really nice. So, I mean, I'm feeling good about tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, it makes me, it's always nice rolling into the tournament feeling like you've had a good preparation.
And I'm actually rather fortunate to have both of you here, because I don't know whether you saw the stat that you are two of the competitors that have registered professional tournament wins aged over 40. So how difficult or how challenging is it to stay in that kind of shape and still be competitive against some of the younger skiers? I'll refer to you, Karen, first.
I cannot tell a lie. It feels very hard. You think it's kind of a cruel joke. The older you get, it should get easier, but it just as everyone knows, it just gets harder. It's a lot more time consuming. You kind of know in your head like what you need to do, but it's just a matter of talking your body into it. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of balance in it, because life gets more complicated, with the kids and just trying to, enjoy other things outside of skiing and, our families and stuff. So, there's just a lot of things pulling at your time, and it just takes a lot of balance. But it's fun. It's a fun challenge, and can't speak for Freddie, but I enjoy it. I get frustrated by it sometimes, but I enjoy it all in all, and I like just seeing what I'm capable of. And
I'm sure Freddie has a response to that.
Well, she said it beautifully. I would echo all of that. Again, that family life as the kids get older, in your mind you think, oh, they're going to become more self-sufficient and that, but they're into so many more things that's and obviously a real pull on your time and again that balance. But I think the thing that we've found a little bit here in these last couple of years is that it is possible to leave the sport the same way you entered it, meaning when you start in the sport, you know you're capable and you're just trying to prove yourself. You're just trying to kind of prove you've still got it. You can do it, right? And then as you're starting to exit the sport past your prime, you're getting into a point where you're like, hey, I can still run with these guys. I can still jump with these guys. I can still do this. And it's balancing that motivation, but it's very important to be able to walk away from a weekend when it doesn't go your way and still have that youthful enjoyment.
Experience, perspective, performance, all qualities that embody these two competitors here, Freddie Krueger and Karen Truelove. We will look forward to seeing them do the business out there on the water at the MasterCraft Pro.